now, and we can start. Okay, perfect. All right, so the training today for you guys is the first steps in building successful business in Skava Invest Group. And the questions we will be discussing, or we will be talking through, is what are the magic steps to be successful in this company, because every company has different, I guess, the tools, different information, different work ethic and everything else, that can relate to the successful business. But here we're going to talk about, how your dreams can work for your business. What is the crowdfunding and growth structure? Income streams, career ladder, marketing plan, first steps, so SWIG in particular Skava Invest Group business system, the system how to connect to the business in first 30 days, but also we will discuss 60, well, I will give you some information for 60 and 90 days, 8 qualities of the SWIG leader, but not only for SWIG leader as for yourself, but also for, the qualities that you need to look for people that you want to work with, what to do to make 90% of your candidate to become your client, also the client list and begin your business. By the way, who don't know me yet, I forgot about that slide. My name is Annette Martinson, and I work in London office. So I'm overlooking more like UK market, but also helping, with international business, as for example today. I'm in a business since more than 3 years ago. I was introduced to the business, but last August I decided to to leave my corporate world, where I was organizing conferences of C-level executives for defense industry, very boring industry. And since last August, actually today is the whole year, the first year. Actually, yeah. How great is that? The first year that I'm 100% in Skava Invest Group and helping them, with different, with different tasks. I guess the most important is to build a brand and awareness and help, existing partners and new investors to understand what this is all about. So during this year, I've learned a lot of things, which, I'm happy to share with you today, guys. So, welcome to those new people that are here today. You have done, I think, one of the best decisions in your life. At least I can tell by myself. So how to make your dreams work for you. Here are several pictures that we can think about. Is obviously a beautiful house, a yacht, family, a freedom. What else? We have the gold here, the car, some holidays. Do you know what this all about all together? Any ideas what this could be, if you put all the pictures together? Anyone? Dreams. Dreams, but it's supposed to be your dream board. How many of you have the dream board? I do have one. Perfect. Raymond's have. Great, well done. And how many of you have a dream board for 1 year? And how many of you have a dream board for a short period of time, like for one month? It's very important that you guys look into it more deeply to understand how to create your dream board. I've done already 2 dream boards, and now I understood I need to do the 3rd one. Because every time I find out a bit more, the importance of creating your vision board or dream board, as people call it. Because I don't know how much you kind of know about your dreams. Some people don't know their dreams. Some people, they know broad, on a very broad kind of picture, what they want to do with the money that they could possibly earn. Because when we say we want to earn X amount of money, let's say 1 million, it's not like you want to receive 1 million like a paycheck, like a check, or 1 million like a note. You want to do something with that 1 million. But as long as, once you're going to find out what you want to do with the million, you will know what steps you need to, to go forward to get to that, money. Because sometimes, and I've done myself this type of exercise, I was asked to create a list with 100 things that I would buy for $1 million. Let's say for 1 million, or if you have the whole money in the world, what you would buy, like 100 things. And I suggest for you to do the same. It's difficult. I stopped at, I think at 30. Number 30, I was struggling to put what else I will buy with that money if I have. And that's the problem for a lot of us. That we think that we want to become a millionaire, so we want to have like 1,000 in account, but we have no idea what we're going to do with that. And that's the thing, and that there is a problem that dream will be your fantasy. That dream will never come true, because you need to know what you want with that dream, how strong is your dream, and what is the actions and plans that you need to take. And here another slide, the next slide is the formula for your dreams. Guys, by the way, you can take whether pictures, screenshot, or as I said, it will be recorded. But it's important that you understand when you're going to be creating your dream board, or you are at least having that in mind, that you have this formula. Because the dreams is divided in two sections, if you can say that, with the 6 kind of another 6 things. So first 3 is related to your spiritual and emotional, which is very, 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 very important before you get to the physical process. Yeah. So as you see, it's actually 80% your emotional and spiritual kind of connection to your dream before you do the actions. Because if you don't have this emotional belief and desire to your dream, that there is no point to go even to your actions of creating the goal. Okay, so it's very, it would be actually a very good exercise, which I did it last week, and during the okay, where do I find the chat to answer questions from host? I'm going to be, Michael, I will be reading your questions, and I will be answering, during the session. Or if you want anything privately, then you can contact me later, or, something like that. But basically, you can ask me the question. I will read it loudly, and I will answer it to you. So, so here, when you, we did an exercise. If you can just think about your dream, broadly, again, the dream. The dream could be, I want to go on holiday. The dream could be, I want to, buy a car. Dream could be, I buy a house, anything. And this was my mistake when I wanted to buy a car, and I put some sort of picture on my dream board of car. And probably a lot of you know Armand Zvorniaks. He's very close to my friend. And when he looked at the dream board, because he was the one who told me to do that first place, he asked me, what is this car? What year is the car? How much cost this car? When do you want to buy this car? And I had no answers for this question. I just knew that I want a car. And he said, you know what? That car could be a Golf. It could be a Volkswagen. It can be an Audi and BMW. God knows what, they kind of the universe will send it to you. You need to know specifically the thing that you want. So when you talk about the dream, which is a car, then you need to go further down, which is your desire. So you need to know specifically, the price for your dream. You need to know specifically where you can find your dream. You need to specifically know when you want your dream. And when you have put that price down, or, all these kind of desires for your dream, then you need to put your belief. Do you really believe that you can drive with this car? Do you really believe that you can afford this car? Do you think that, that you will look good in the car? Do you believe that this is the car that you're supposed to drive, And when you kind of believe in that so much that, yeah, I want to drive particularly this car, and I deserve, 2018 car that is going to come out, and you know that you can afford it, then you go down to, creating your goal. The goal is obviously, the year, the timing, and the money. Once you know how much your dream costs, let's say, I don't know, Audi would cost like 30,000, for example, I don't know, 30,000. So you need to put the plan together. So by when you want this car, and then you need to calculate from today till, let's say, end of the year, how many months we have. So now we are on 8, so we have 6 months, less than that, left till December, let's say. So then you divide this 30,000 of the months that are left, and you know how much money you need to earn per month to get to, your dream. Okay, and then obviously is the action. So once you put everything in place, if you don't do actions, if you don't go out and, let's say, you work for Skyway, or your main job or main activities is related to Skyway, if you don't go out and don't meet people, if you don't do the presentations, if you don't organize the conferences, if you don't explain people, if people don't follow, and they don't follow your steps that you are doing, then there is no way you're going to achieve your dream. Yeah. So the importance is from beginning. The first is your spiritual and emotional. So you specifically need to know what dream you want, and then you change it to focus where the dreams, is there, but you don't fantasize. You don't make a fantasy anymore. You make an action. Okay, so I hope you all have some idea, already in mind that you can think about, your particular dream and how much it could cost. Because later in the presentation, I will show you how you can achieve your dream through the Skyway. Okay, is that clear for now? Okay, see some people. Okay, great. Yeah. So the next one is the group structure or the relationship. So the main three companies that you need to know and you need to be aware about is the GTI, or in other words, Global Transport Investment Company, which is our main company that holds the company's IP, which is $400 billion worth IP, intellectual property. We have the main shareholders and owner in this particular company, and we have technology rights. Okay, and the company is registered in BVI, British Virgin Islands. The second company is the Skyway Invest Group. Right, so the Skyway Invest Group are the company through which we are raising. Well, first of all, we are an educational platform, so we are educating people on the importance of financial, the financial world, on the importance of investment. So we are kind of educating them, and also we are a trademark or the financial arm for the Skyway technology. Okay, and here the main, the CEO is Andrei Kavrato. The Global Transnet company will be responsible for local project initiation. So at the moment we cannot initiate the project because we don't have certified transportation. But for Global Transnet to kind of do the work already, Skyway Invest Group needs to help, to raise the necessary amount of money for the Skyway technology. Okay, and here comes the thing which needs to be aware, like all of you need to be aware of, and you need to tell your people. First of all, you need to understand that, and you need to tell your people, and you need to be responsible for your people, what they put outside in the social media. Okay, we've been taught very, very harsh, during the Minsk conference, where the lawyers and Havrato and other people told us that the discipline in this company needs to be taken seriously, guys. It's very, very important for you to understand that on the social media, you need to be very careful what you put out. And as I said before, Skyway Invest Group is selling the educational information programs. But as a bonus, we are giving away shares, the company's pre-IP equity shares. So you cannot put on social media, guys, there is a project, people didn't invest in Apple, but you didn't invest in other companies, but here you can come and invest in the technology and you will receive the shares. It's wrong. We legally cannot sell shares, and because we don't have a license and we are not brokers. To receive your broker license, you need to go to, first of all, to university. Then you need to go through bank experience and stuff like that. It's going to be a lengthy process. So now none of us here is a broker today, and the company doesn't have a license even to sell the shares. So in a legal way, how we've done today is we are selling the educational program, and as a bonus comes the shares or pre-IP equity shares. Even, for example, the lady in I think she lives in Russia. She went to notary to find out how she can, give the make as a gift, the share to someone else or something like that. And this lawyer asked her, how did you receive the shares? How did you get the shares in your, how did you receive them? And because if she says that she bought it, then there would be a different probably tax kind of things and other like legal process in place. But because she said she was given that as a bonus, there was no questions anymore. Okay. So be careful what you put on social media. It's okay to share, the post. It's okay to tell people, oh, there was an opportunities, that has gone through your, like, passed by you, no one offered you these opportunities. But here's another project which where you can become a co-owner, or you can receive the ownership. But to know more, please contact me personally. I'm telling you, and I told, to all my people even last week, myself, Armand, or Mila, Mila probably as well, none of us have ever said on a social media, here is the project, please come and, invest and you will receive the shares. We never done that. We create a curiosity to people by giving them some information, but leaving this question, oh, but how can I be there? Oh, what's this all about? You talk about the project, but tell me more. And then comes your job to organize the meeting and come to, arrange the meeting or presentation and explain people, what's this all about. And then when you are one-to-one, you explain more in details, the structure, how the business been doing, before and how it's doing now, and what we are giving them and why we are doing the way we are doing. And then you can say, yes, we are kind of giving you shares, but in a legal way. We're selling educational information or program. As a bonus comes shares. Is that clear? Do you understand now what you can put or what better is not to put on social media? Because I've seen, and I can control obviously only the posts that are in English language, but I have had so many examples that, I've seen people posting this and I need to contact them and ask, can you put it down? Because it's not for me only, but it's for yourself, for your sake and your kind of safety, and, God knows who can see that post, and for the companies itself, right? So we want to avoid any kind of wrong message out there, and it would be very good if you follow your people as well and explain them that. Only one person has understood what I'm talking about. What about the others? Raymond's only answered. Thank you, Raymond. Anyone else? Did you understand? Clear completely. Thank you, guys. This is what I need from you. I need understanding, because I can't see your eyes. I can't see your hands, yeah? Only I can see is what you're typing. Here is another very good short video explaining actually what we are doing, and you can share this video also to your other people, because what we are doing here is nothing new, but it's a combination of crowdfunding and equity crowdfunding.
Here's how crowdfunding works in a nutshell. Let's say an independent filmmaker wants to shoot a new movie, or an aspiring inventor has an idea for a new product. Now, they both need capital to get their projects off the ground, but where can they turn? Historically, they've had limited options. They can get a loan from the bank, or they can borrow money from their friends or family. But now they have a new option, crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is an emerging trend where many individuals each make a small financial contribution toward a project. And together, these contributions add up to enough money to get a new project off the ground. Now, there's two main types of crowdfunding. There's rewards-based crowdfunding, and there's equity crowdfunding. Let's look at rewards-based first. Rewards-based crowdfunding allows donors like you to contribute capital to projects of your choice, and in return, you'll receive a reward. For example, if the project is a documentary film, the reward might be free tickets to the first screening. If the project is a video game, you might receive a free copy of the game. Two of the most popular rewards-based crowdfunding sites are Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Now, to be clear, if you donate to a rewards-based project and the project turns into a huge financial success, you're not going to receive any of the profits, not a dime. However, there's a new form of crowdfunding that fixes this problem. It's called equity crowdfunding. Equity crowdfunding is similar to rewards-based crowdfunding, but there's one major difference. With equity crowdfunding, when you make an investment, you'll receive an actual ownership stake in the business you back. So if you invest in a startup project and it turns into the next Google or the next Facebook, you're going to receive your share of the profits, and those profits can be substantial. As just one example, when Facebook went public, its first investor earned 2,000 times his money. More recently, a robotics startup called Rewalk raised capital using equity crowdfunding. 14 months later, Rewalk went public on the NASDAQ, and its early backers made a 500% return. These backers are regular investors, just like you. But to be clear, these types of returns aren't going to happen every day. And with the potential for higher returns comes higher risk. So before you invest in an equity crowdfunding site, take the time to prepare yourself. Learn about the risks of early stage investing. Do research on each startup you're thinking of investing in. And if you do invest, only invest a small amount of your total capital. And here's something else to keep in mind. At the moment, equity crowdfunding is only accessible to what's called accredited investors. An accredited investor has a net worth of at least $1 million or earns at least $200,000 per year. But if you're not yet accredited, don't worry, because equity crowdfunding is about to become accessible to everyone. You see, a new set of laws is about to pass that will allow all investors to invest in startups. It's called the Jobs Act, and we believe it will completely change how America invests.
Okay. So a few things that you might saw. So there is a crowdfunding and equity crowdfunding. So as you probably know, and I hope you understand, we are equity crowdfunding. So whoever invests or supports us today, so they are receiving educational program and also the pre-IPO equity share, or as we call them, pipes, which will later on give this a return or dividends. So many times people have been asking me like, oh, what is the return? And when I say the number, they say, oh, it's too much. Normally it's like 20-30%. So you can show here this particular video where it says that Facebook, the first return was 2,000 times more to what they were investing, or the other company was 500 times more. And the other thing is this video needs to be, I guess, updated, because they say that it's only available for accredited investors with a couple of probably zeros in their bank account, which is wrong again. So we are more advanced already. So we have given this opportunity to, to as I call them, ordinary people. Okay, so it is accessible to everyone. And the returns is not as as big as it looks. Maybe you just need to educate people that your job, how works, pre-IPO companies that are not on stock exchange yet, what sort of returns it could be. But the returns could be big, because obviously investing in startup companies, it's a bit of risk. Okay. So here, once again, I want to go through the 7 multiple income streams. So 5 today and 2 tomorrow. Probably some of the income streams we will lose very soon, which will happen once we move to stage 10. But let's go through a few of them, some of them. So today, we can receive the commissions from your network. So this particular group of people are those who invest up to $100,000. Okay, so up to $100,000. Your investors will go through this equity crowdfunding platform, which is the Skyway Invest Group, and you receive the commission, which is up to 8%. And the second one is the investment commission, or the portfolio, what they kind of will receive, once they purchase like educational program, they will receive X amount of 5% or pre-IPO equity shares as well in their portfolio. So you would receive up to 2% in your back office as well. However, this will be available, particularly the B the investment commission while you're on stage, while we are on stage 9. Once we are on stage 10, at the moment, we were being told that they will take it off and will leave only commission in cash. However, I've heard that there is some discussions going around that they could possibly leave the commission in equity as well, but nothing is completed, nothing is confirmed. So the first 2 is from your personal, your work, from your structure that you're building, and it's your personal work. So whatever you do, this is where you can receive your first commission, and this is how you start, the first steps into our, this business. So you need to prove that you can build your structure, and you can, grow your structure, and you can work with your structure, because that means you are the leader. The next one is from big contracts. Those are the contracts that you can close over $100,000. These particular investors are not going through crowdfunding platform anymore. So there is a different process that you need to complete with them, because sometimes there will be lawyers involved, or other finance directors, I don't know, other people involved in closing the deal, because those are more sometimes it's more difficult accessible money, and they need to go through different stages, to complete, the process before they access the money. The money could be big money, but the timing can be very lengthy, and you might spend all your time by chasing big investors, and at the end not getting nothing. So that's why I kind of more suggest for you to focus on your personal network and so-called like smaller investors. And if you have some big investor that could possibly invest, then work parallel with with them as well. But don't focus only on big investors, because you can spend so much time, and there could be some little things. And by the way, big investors change their mind like every 2 weeks. It's very difficult. I've got people that they were saying, no, I've got big investors, I'm going to be focusing only on them. 1 month gone, 2 months gone, nothing comes in. I say, you have lost already 2 months. Do you really want to lose another month before you're getting something? Because from big contracts, yes, you can get up to 5% in cash, and also 2.5% in equity, also while we are on stage 9. But the process is very lengthy. And investors, those type of investors can ask you very specific questions, can put you in some different situations. So it's very good to learn how to attract smaller investors, because they will ask more questions. And while you're learning and finding all the answers for those type of people, I suggest not to go to big investors. Obviously, once you are ready, you're more than welcome to do so, but don't just focus on those. The next one is a company representative. So once you build your structure, and you become a very confident to what you do, how you present, your presentation is spot on, companies inside and out, you can answer all the questions, you have built your structure, you're at least at the consultant level. I will come back to that bit next slide. You can become a company representative, right? So it's everything up to you, how you do the job, how active you are in this business, and how big desire is to get, to be this company representative in your region, in your country, whether it can be in Italy, or it can be in some part of Africa or Asia. The planet is huge, right? So the opportunities are there. You just need to prove yourself before, and then we will, like, once you are ready, you come, to your leader and you say, hey, I want to be a representative this and that region. Normal process would be, the standard process would be that we put, some targets for this person for 2 or 3 months that, you need to achieve constantly. Let's say 100K 3 months in a row. And then we say, okay, we see you can do your job. You have your team, maybe another 2 or 3 or 4 people, and you become company representative. Okay. Then you receive your personal commission plus your from your team. And there is also the project initiation. So this is another tool how you can earn money, but also I would suggest, I would say that Mr. Unitsky is not desperate of finding the projects. Projects are there for him. There's a job for him for probably another, God knows how many years, 50 years, the projects are coming to him. So as we were told, if there is a project, like say 10 kilometers, or the project like 30 kilometers, but you've got, all the approvals, he will put, as a priority, maybe that 30 kilometer project. And all your work that you put in, I wouldn't say it would be a waste of time, but, it would not be as a priority. And actually, to initiate the project, it's very another more difficult process and another system, another directors and department that you would need to work with. It's very serious part where you need to do like a very serious work. Again, you can do that. No one stops you from doing it. But I've got, again, several people that they were trying to do so. And first of all, like by the time you get to the right people, and no one's going to spend time with small people, you need to be the top guys, ministers of transport and environment and etc. But by the time you get this meeting, it's just first step. Then you need to complete another maybe 100 conversations and discussions before the project will be approved. For example, there is a Czech Republic project for 25 kilometers, and I think there was like 158 discussions or signatures that they need to receive before the project is approved. And during 6 months' time, they got only 28 discussions. The numbers could be vary a little bit up or down, but this is approximate the numbers. And 6 months' time, not even half of discussions are completed. So the process is very lengthy. The commission can be good, but I really suggest for all of you that we are here today, let's focus on creating our network, build as big as we can, as deep as we can, receive good commissions, and then we can move on to other stages. And the other one is tomorrow, which is obviously the IPO and the dividends. So you must know that the IPO by business plan is supposed to happen next year. Maybe it will happen 2 to 3 years. I don't know. By business plan is next year. And the dividends, well, it depends when the project will be built and when people will start paying for the tickets. Then you'll receive 20% back in dividends quarterly. But that's tomorrow. It's better if you focus for today, building your network and possibly, creating your own office. This is what we are focused, here in the UK for our people at least. And here's the career ladder. So remember we were talking about our dreams and, how much cost your dream and when you want to achieve your dream. So let's say that, I don't know, you want to buy or you want to go on holiday at the end of the year, or you have a wedding maybe at the end of the year, and, you need to get, let's say, 3,000 per month to get to your, dream wedding by end of the year. And here you need to see, for those who are, let's say, partners, now you need to see where you need to get to get that amount of money per month. So as you can see, the partner here at the bottom ladder, that's how we all starting the business here. Underneath you see from 30 to 200 units. That's what you can. That's what you can earn monthly. That's not one-off payment. That's what you can earn monthly if you are partner. So from $30 to $200, it can vary a lot, but yeah, that's the kind of the difference. From $30 to $200 could be the money that you earn monthly on a monthly basis. When you become an agent, then again, you can earn from 50 to 300 units, or let's say dollars per month. So every month you receive from 50 to 300. So 1 month, let's say you receive, you have a good month, you receive $200. The next month you have even better month, you receive 300. The next month will be 50. So it starts from 50 to 300. More you work, more you obviously earn. So then when you become a consultant, from $300 to $1,000 and so on. So let's say if you're a partner today, so you need to get 3,000 per month. So you need to become a manager today. Or for those who want to buy maybe a house, you need to get 5,000 per month. You see that you need to become a leader manager. And then you need to open up. There is a business, the marketing plan that you're supposed to already kind of get to familiar with. If not, then go back to your back office and you will be able to access this marketing plan. So then you have two papers. So you have, let's say this is the paper where you write down your dreams and plan. So here's the the money that you need to receive. That's the timing. Then you open up your marketing plan. You see where you are to where you need to go. So that's going to be your plan. So what you need to do today to become from partner to become a manager. Yeah. And then you go and do your work. Then you put your plan, let's say for 30, 60 or 90 days, and you go for it. All right. So this is all connected. That's why I said you need to specifically know what is your dream, how much costs your dream and when you want to achieve your dream. Now you know where you are. We have here partners today. So I believe loads of partners wants to become, let's say, a manager, so leader manager. I would ask, to pick, show me hands who wants to become a leader manager or manager today. And for those who are managers, I believe you want to become, let's say, a top manager or president, right? But the question is, who wants to become a president? Well, I want, definitely, but again, I can want it. I can dream about becoming a president, but if I don't know what steps I need to do to become a president, I will never become it. It's just going to be there. But the best thing here, guys, is that if you are a partner and the person who introduced you to the business is, let's say, a manager, it doesn't mean that you need to be under him or her, and achieving only maximum consultant level. For those who are partners today and your person who invited to the business is a manager, you can become a leader manager, top manager, or president advisor. And you can earn more money than your person who is above you. Yeah, that's the beauty of this business, that, whichever company you work for, there's always one president, right? There's also maybe one or two president advisors. There is also a top manager is quite a lot. But if you start as a partner, which is normally employee, it takes a lot of time for you to become, get up and up and up on your career ladder. Here you can jump. No one stops you from jumping from partner to agent to consultant and so on and so on. And actually, there is even opportunity in your back office to go to skip, all the agent and consultant level and become a manager very quickly. Just going quickly through this. So that to become a manager, you need to invest minimum $3,500, and you need 4 people under you who would invest $3,500 as well. 4 different kind of legs. Yeah. Then you become a manager and you have skipped all this building the structure as an agent and a consultant, but you become a manager straight away. And once you're a manager, then you need to start working. There's no fast track to lead manager or fast track to president anymore. Yeah. So here you need to understand where you want to be and how quickly you want to get to the place where you want to be, and then just do the actions. Okay. And the best thing is, when you are a manager, you have unlocked, even if you're an advisor, you have unlocked all the levels. So this is another marketing plan, which you need to study, understand, and be, clear of what you offer to your people, right? So here, as you can see, you become a partner. So once you become a partner, you invest minimum $8, and you have opportunity, or you have unlocked first 3 levels. So you receive 8, 7, and 3%. If you are an agent, you unlock 4 levels, and once you become an advisor, that's the best part where you want to be. You can also get there by investing $3,500. You automatically become an advisor, and you unlock all the levels. I don't know how many businesses you've been involved before, but I never seen that in depth. From the 6th level and more, we have an opportunity to earn more than on the 5th level or the 4th level. Yeah, if you are a president, you're earning the same amount of money that you're earning from your 1st level. How awesome is that? I've never seen anything like that. And also, so this is for the cash, the first the table, and the second table here is while we are on stage 10, the commission is paid out in equity as well. Yeah, so it's 25% from the cash bonus. So how this 2% being calculated is 8%. From 8% to 25% is 2%. Yeah, so 8% in cash and 2% in equity and so on. So everything is calculated from the percentage that you receive, the amount of commission that you receive in cash. Being calculated 25% in equity. I really hope you understand, because this is quite kind of complex, maybe for some. Needs to talk through maybe once again with your people, who invited to the business. But basically, this is what it is. Yeah. So here is the table for your cash, and here's the table for the commission. More higher rank you get, more commission and downline you get. So it's good to start maybe with four good people that working for you 100%, because every time to jump from agent to advisor to manager to lead manager, you need 4 good, let's say 4 good agents to become an advisor, then 4 good advisors to become a manager, 4 good managers to become lead and manager, and so on. Yeah. So if you have those 4 strong people that you are working with, then keep working with them. Obviously, more wider you create your structure, more deeper you can get, and more commission you can earn. I hope that's clear as well. And here is the other thing. Going back to this slide. So as you can see, when it's like a 6 and more, there is 1.5% to 3%. So what does it mean? Okay, so we have commission. So why commission is the same from beginning till president? The commission is the same till 5th level, but once you have the 6th level and more, the commission is growing up. That's how they have created. Before, it was going down. Before this particular, the marketing plan, we have in a downline, you were earning very little percent. The percentage didn't go up. So Havarato created this particular plan, and obviously, from here, you would love to become a leader manager, top manager, or even a president, because you see the commission here, there is even higher than once you are an advisor. But to be honest, like what I did wrong to myself, I'm in a business, like as I said, for more than 3.5 years, and I didn't have a big understanding on how the business is created, how you're creating your structure, because I didn't have this experience. And I put all my people, all my friends and families on the 1st level, because that time it was a bit higher commission and everyone was on the 1st level. If I understood how the business works and how you can create the structure, then I would not be for 3 years as an agent. I would be already probably a leader manager, manager or leader manager, because I would have put those people in the right structures, which again needs to be talked through on the business, on the marketing plan. There is a beautiful, drawings for you to understand how you can, what you need to do and how many people you need to get where, to get to another level. All right. So now I understood, and obviously straight away I become an advisor, and I'm very close to become a manager because I understood how the business works. And once you see that people are working in your structure, you keep working with them, because those are the ones that, you will make successful them, and you will become successful too. Okay. So so on the 6th level here, it's like from 1.5 to 3%. So my understanding before, I don't know, there are a couple of people that agree with me. So we thought that the 6th level earns 1.5%, and then from 7 in depth you receive 3%, but it's wrong. So here's the explanation. What does it mean? So if you are taking like a consultant level here, so here you see let's say you become a consultant today, and you have people that are in, purchasing those educational programs. If you don't have any other consultant in your structure, you will receive 1.5% in cash, to, depending how much the money they are investing. If in your structure you have one consultant, so you see you worked with your structure, so one partner's the agent become now a consultant. So whatever your structure will be making, you will receive 2% from the 6th level. Yeah. If you have 2 consultants, you have 2.20 and so on. What could happen is that, let's say you have one consultant and one manager. So, you had one consultant, now you have 2 consultants, but that one become a manager. So this is how it can be combined as well. Yeah, so 2%, 2.20, and 2.60. But you need to have those consultants again in 4 different legs. I have the person who said I have 4 consultants. Why I don't receive 3%? Is because every those consultants were in one leg, so they need to be in 4 different legs. And the same is for the manager, leader manager, and so on. So if you have become a manager and you don't have any manager in your structure, you receive 3%. If you have one manager, 3.20, and so on. Yeah, because once you're a manager, so your consultants will automatically become a manager too at some point. Is that clear? Do you have any questions regarding this commission? As I said, it's quite difficult to explain. It would be easier, obviously, if you are calculating with your person. But I hope these tables will help you to understand a bit more. And here is a little little example. So as I said, it's like from your personal network up to $100,000. If someone invests, $1,000, they would have 115,000 pre-IPO equity shares. So if it's on a first level, it's, for example, your mom or dad invested, purchased these educational programs, then you would receive $80 as your commission straight away in your back office, plus 2% from this 115,000 pre-IPO equity, which is 2,300. If it's your second level, you receive $70, and this commission 50, 40, 30, and 15. Okay, and obviously, if you have now another consultant, and instead of 15, you will receive 30 or 35, or I guess you need to calculate it. It would go a little bit up. Yeah. So this is kind of little example. You can do your calculation. As I said, it's very good that in here it's not like it goes by kind of by ladder. Even if you have, I don't know, 500 people on the first level, and then on the third level you have someone with only, let's say, 100 people, those 100 people can invest more, and this person on the third level can earn more money than you on the first level. Yeah. The same is about if you have someone above you. If you work harder, you earn more money than someone above you. And this is the other thing that I said, very I kind of try to focus on. So once you become a consultant, so going back to this slide. So once you become a consultant as a minimum, again, the business, the presentation and everything else, then you can become a company representative and do your teamwork. So here I put 6 another partners with you, but that's not necessary. You can have one person that works with you, maybe 3 people, and whatever you receive as from the total monthly income, you get your commission, which is up to 6%. Whether you divide them equally on your team, or you put back in reinvest in the business. Let's say you want a bigger office in a more fancy place, or create maybe a very good conference with some good speakers where you're inviting speakers, or you can do with this money whatever you want. But that's the good part, because you are earning on top of your your commissions. But it's very important that you follow the system, because there was a person who also wanted to go to speak with high net worth people. Someone wanted to open the office, and obviously Arman said, okay, let's have a call, and I want to see how much you know. And the people could not answer even simple questions. So it's up to you. you know, how you want to be perceived, you know, how serious you want to be taken in this business. Learn as much as you can, and the best way how to learn is obviously attending all the conferences, webinars, and learning from your people, and, you know, just reading lots of information that is available on the internet. And now the best part. I don't know if you're struggling or you're not struggling with inviting people. I know that here in the UK we have some kind of challenges of understanding how the business is working or what is the best thing. What I would say to you that first is very important what you do. What information you're giving to your people before you are bringing them to another conferences or anything. So this is the SWIG business system, which was created or given by Mr. Havrato himself. So there are 4 main steps that you need to follow in order to make a successful deal, or let's say close a deal whenever you talk to people and introduce this business. If you're gonna miss one of the steps, the deal will be very wobbly. Like, you know, you never know what the person is going to do because some steps are missed. So if the first step is the invitation to a meeting, so you have to do it. The second step is the appointment, where, you know, expected meeting where you do your presentation. Then the third step is the presentation online or offline, and the fourth step is the regional conference. What we experienced here in the UK was that people skipped the second step. They didn't do or didn't give almost any information what this all about, what this project is all about. And when they come to the conference, they are scared away, because the conference, or, you know, the small presentations that we are organizing, for example, on a weekly basis with 20 people in the room, if the person that is invited has no clue what this is all about, it's going to be too much information for him or her, or they will be scared away. Why did you invite me for this business or for this presentation? You dragged me in, you know, you didn't tell me till the end what it's all about. So we need to be transparent with your people as much as we can, and we need to follow the system, because that's your responsibility. We can only help you with certain things, but here you need to do your job, because people are trusting to people, and they're believing in kind of whatever you tell them, they will believe, or maybe they're not going to be sure, but, you know, it's going to be you who told about this business. And the first step is invitation to a meeting, which can happen through the social media. It can be, you know, your phone calls, it can be some emails, it can be accidentally kind of meeting some people on the street. But invitation to a meeting is very basic. You don't give too much information to the person, but you need to be, how to say, you don't sell on the first step at all. Yeah. Through the first step, you are talking through the qualified questions or reserved questions, and there is recommendations to increase your client list to civil position and service. I will go through this a bit deeper. So before you actually having this invitations to meeting, it's very good if you create a client list. Here is written 300 to 1,000 names, but would be good if you start with 200 names. Any names that you can imagine or you can remember from your top of your head, and just write it down. 200 names with their details. And then from those 200 names, you decide which 20 you want to contact first. And then from those 20, you decide which 5 first, which will be the first 5 people that you will actually pick up the call, the phone, and will be calling them, or, you know, contacting via Facebook, for example, etc. But, you know, you need to kind of know how to achieve, interact with these people. Don't jump and say, hey, I have a project, invest here, let's meet up, I will show you more. No, that doesn't work. So here is a little explanation of how you can do that. So the first step is invite to a meeting. So let's say you call the person, you have the number on the phone on your phone. You haven't talked to this person for, let's say, a long time. It could be a year, it could be a lot, like previous colleague or something, and then you're just gonna call him and you have a normal conversation. But this normal conversation cannot be for 10 or 15 minutes. It needs to be very formal, short, and straightforward, 3 minutes approximately, for the call. And people were saying like, well, how I can call the person that I haven't seen for such a long time and have just 3 minute conversation. It's very simple. You just sound busy. You just sound that you are on the rush, that you just, hey, you just remember him, or you had some conversation, or someone told you something and you just like, this person flashed in your head, in your memory, and you're just going to call him. And then you just have a normal conversation, ask him, hey, John, how are you? How is your day? What you up to? Are you still in London, for example, something like that? They're going to, talk about what they do quickly. And they will be probably very surprised at you calling up. And then you say, well, look, the reason I'm calling you is I had just some conversation, and I think this might be something that you are interested in, and I wanted to share with you, because I remember you as very kind of hardworking person and very passionate about, I don't know, for example, environment or the planet. Is this something that you're still kind of focused on? And I say, well, yeah. And then you say, well, look, before I kind of go into more details, please tell me, would you like, or the idea to earn kind of, let's say 100,000, not say a million, maybe say a couple of thousands this year with very good perspectives, because this is what I just kind of found out. And the person should give you the answer yes. That's the qualified question. So that qualified question is when you are leading to the person to answer with a positive answer, not negative one. And these days, who would not like to earn, let's say, even a couple of $1,000, or even if you say $1 million, everyone would say yes. But the question is like what actions the person will take. But that's down the line, after the call. And then you say, well, this is why I like to call you, and arrange a meeting with you. So we can discuss the things in more details. Listen, like, I really need to run. Like, when are you free tomorrow? Maybe better morning or evening, just say the timing, maybe 10 o'clock. And the person will say, well, yeah, morning or evening. And then you say, okay, cool. Like, where are we going to meet? And whatever, you arrange the meeting. That's one step. The other situation could happen is that the person says, well, stop. You just explain me, what's this all about? What do I need to do? Is this an MLM business or Forex, etc.? And then you say, well, look, I can't really explain you on the phone because it's very complex, and I just found out about this, kind of not just found out, but I know this about this business for some time, and it's kicking off. So I thought this is a good time for you. For me to call you up, and just explain you a little bit more, or just share information. The person says, no, but I'm not sure, whether this is something I want to, go ahead or whatever. And then say, well, sorry, do I understand that you correctly? You have no interest to find out how you can earn money and have a good perspectives in it. You're happy the way the things are. The person says, like for example, yes, I'm happy. I earn my money that I need or whatever. And then follows the reverse question. You see, there's invitation, qualified question, and the reverse question. The first question is when you're changing the focus from the business side to the opportunity or to the product. And then you say, okay, cool, like, well done. I really didn't kind of, I'm happy for you. These days, there are not many people that are happy where they are, and happy with the job they have and opportunities. I'm really happy for you. Well, in this case, I think what I do is exactly what you need, or I really want to share this with you. The actual thing is that my business is involved in financial education and crowd investing. We have a very good offer, how you can increase your hardly earned money, even that one particular pound, into kind of couple of $1,000 or pounds in very short time period. Please tell me, would you be interested to know how to do that? That's again qualified question. So you see, you kind of, the person said, no, I don't want to do any business. I don't want to involved in any MLM business, or I don't like any Forex, so I don't want to do that. So then you say, okay, fine. You forget about the marketing business, that they can do the business. So then they can possibly, invest in this project, purchase the educational program. And the person says again, I cannot, I don't think so. It doesn't sound true. Like, how can you turn $1 or £1 into, couple of thousands in such a short time period? Like, doesn't sound real. I don't think it's possible. I don't like Forex. And then you say, well, look, the question is not about the Forex or it's not a Forex. The question is, if this really could happen, would you like to know how to do that? How to turn your money, like how to grow your money? And the person says like, nah, I don't believe this could happen. Very skeptical person. Then you say, well, look, step back. Then you say, I don't ask you to believe. I can't, like, don't try to kind of change their belief. What you need to say is, let's imagine. Just let's imagine. That's my best. I use this word so much, like, oh, imagine this or imagine that. And here as well, like, let's imagine this could happen. You found out, yeah, actually it's true. Would you be interested to find out how you can earn more money, or how you can put somewhere the money, and in long term, the money will come back, 1,000 times more? And again, it could be different ways the person finally agrees, but let's say this person is very skeptical. He says, no, I don't think so. This can actually happen. And then you just talk about through the facts, take the company like Apple and tell them like, look, do you know that if you invested 36 years ago, $1, your capital today would be worth $100 million. Okay. And you say just $1 36 years ago, who could that imagine? Or Google 16 years ago, also just $1, and today it would be $10,000 worth capital. And the question is again, do you want to know how you can do this today? Obviously, you missed, Facebook, Google, Apple, but there is an opportunity for you to earn that money today. Would you be interested? Hopefully, the person finally tells you yes, and then you can forward and arrange the meeting. But if the person still says no, I really don't. I'm not interested. I don't want to do that. Then just simply say, well, look, I understand. I don't want to push you. If you don't want to, don't want. If you're not interested, like, that kind of your decision. I just wanted to kind of inform you with this. And then you talk about recommendations. So then just say, maybe someone who could potentially be interested, potentially earning some money, in a long term or short term, and I could show them this opportunity. Hopefully the person says yes, so then you can increase your client list. If the person says no, then you go through the civil position and survey. Then say, okay, look, I completely understand, that, you are in a happy place, but can you please just support me by answering some questions regarding like a transportation system today, because your opinion is very important to us, very important, to understand what transport you use, and etc., etc. And then hopefully the person says yes finally to you, and they will give the answers and the details. So you have your phone number, his or her phone number, but now you have his or her email address as well. So what you do, you put them in your database, and you some time to time, updating them with information. Maybe at some point, maybe that wasn't his day or her day, maybe there was a bad timing to call. But I know from my experience that people are coming back, on a not on a daily basis, but on a weekly or monthly basis, definitely. As long as they've heard about it. So once you've done this, hopefully, you arrange the meeting, and then you can appoint, the expected meeting, the timing, the date and the time. Hopefully it's the next day, and you do the presentation. It's okay if you don't know the presentation perfectly, 100% A to Z, but give some information. Just say who's Unitsky. Just say who is Haberato. Tell broadly, what is the Skyway technology. Show the website. Just do something, give some seat of how successful is the project. There are so many videos, video presentations that you can show, and just give some like ideas of the opportunities. If you do a presentation perfectly and you can sell the, like if you say present this Skyway technology, brilliant, the person must be like 99%, maybe ready to do so, but they're still kind of struggling with their belief. Then you can invite for the presentation, whether online, which is the webinars on Mondays at 7 o'clock, or offline, which is normally on, well, I don't know which part of the world do you live, but on offline we are on 7 o'clock on Tuesdays. So, if you grow your structure there, you probably can organize weekly events in your area as well. And then these people supposed to be already hot investors, hot leads who wants to be part of the project, whether they want to just be a silent investor or they want to do the business, and once they come for the conference, they also need to know, or online presentation, they also need to know that the first part is about the project and the second part is about the business. Yeah. So you need to prepare the person. You cannot just take the person and, put in some place, some environment where they have no understanding where they are coming. You need to prepare the person. So when they are at the presentation, and you've done first two steps, we just confirm to what you were saying or you were telling them, or we are just giving more concrete answers. But they must be the most of the time they are the people that are going to be ready to do the registration and be part of it. Right? It's the whole another process, how you do the presentation, how you interact with the people when they come, and etc. etc. It's another whole training for you guys. But what I'm trying to tell you here is that invite them, don't sell on a social media, don't sell them on send them spam emails and messages on social media. Don't do it. Each person needs to be interact personally. They need to feel that it's particularly the person, it's him or her that you are contacting because it's him or her that you were thinking about. Yeah. Then qualified questions, reserved questions, and hopefully they will be happy to meet you for a coffee at least, where you can just give broadly information, just what it's all about. Sometimes you don't even have to go through the whole presentation or even open a computer. I've got that kind of situation. It's more about how you talk about it, the project, how you talk about what this project can achieve and what changes it can give to yourself and to people around you. And only that your passion about the project can actually tell more and sell more than this presentation that you can give it to them. Yeah. You just need to feel, the confidence and belief in project. Yeah, and everything will come naturally. Is that clear? I know I'm trying to run through very quickly, but I hope you get some ideas, guys. That the system is very, very important. Thank you, guys. Okay, perfect. So the system connecting to the business in first 90 days. I would connect the first 10 days and 30 days combined together, because we have already several partners and an agent here today. For those who are managers, I guess first 30 days is already passed by, to what you were doing. But basically how you can start a business today is create your dream board, find out what are your dreams for 1 year. No more than 1 year, and for first months, So first months must be for partners to become probably a consultants, and for managers to become a lead managers, and also for agents to become a managers. Yeah. And then you need to think, where you are today and what you need to do. Then create your client list. Your personal investment. So we suggest, to invest 1,000 or even 3,500 units for you to unlock all the levels. Create your 90-day plan. Read one book in 2 weeks about the MLM business. There are plenty of books that you can read, by many good writers. Robert Kiyosaki is even a good book to start. Or, oh my gosh, no, top of my head. But basically, there are a lot of books that you can read. Learn about investment. It's also good to get understanding on what is the investment itself, what is the investing, what are the dividends, what is the IPO, what are the shares, all that stuff. It's very good for you to know, even though you are not a broker and you are not a consultant, like you are not advising, what to do with their money. It's really good for you to kind of show them that you know what you do. Not telling them, oh, you need to invest this money here, but just give them the broad information, how important it is to invest, their money, their time and their money in education, educating themselves, or, other stocks like gold and, other things, but just give this as a one kind of opportunity for them to also create an investment portfolio. Then obviously become a consultant here for partners or agents. I guess in 30 days you need to try to become a consultant. Investment in your structure is from 3,000 to 5,000 units, and your bonus could be from 300 to 1,000 units, or in dollars or euros and pounds. We talk. I think there's the currency exchange, but basically 1,000 units is $1,000. And once you are a consultant, you have 4 agents, but let's create 5 agents. And those 5 agents then later on will become your 5 consultants and so on, right? And your personal meetings and presentations from 50 to 150. So the way you can do that is, if you have a client list of 200 names, from 200 names, you, as I said, create the list of 20 names, and out of 20 names, pick the first 5 names that you will be calling and asking for the presentation to come forth and meet you for the presentation. Once those 5 is completed, again go back to your list. Again, from your 195, pick 20, and from 20 again 5. And that's how you need to prioritize people, maybe, if I can say that. But you need to have 5 meetings per day. 5 meetings per day is going to be your success to achieve the next level. And that's not created by me. That's not created by Armand, as I thought. It's said by Mr. Havrato, because they have taken, I think last 3 years the statistics, and created this plan, what you need to do to become a next level. Yeah, because we started from the scratch. We didn't have any KPIs, like the understanding what you need to do. But these numbers here now is from from the previous experience. For those who are here, for me, the managers. So for you guys, you need to become, I guess, the lead managers. So let's create the 60 and 90 days, even higher, and then you need to create 5 consultants, investments, and etc. And your personal meetings you need to increase, and you need to look after how many meetings in your structure you have. When you become a manager, you start looking more after your business. You see who needs help, and you work with those people. Unfortunately here, I can't give one formula to all of you, because all of you are at different stages, with a different experience, with different timings that you're in here. That's why it's very good if you go back to your person you invited to the business, and hopefully it's a successful person, and you sit down with him or her and, just, go through your plan. These are kind of the first 90 days, how, the partners can become managers. But for those who are managers here today, obviously there are different plans that you need to put in place to become, the next level. But for our partners and agents today, this is the things. So these are the things that you need to do. So create your dream again, client list, personal investment, create 90-day plan, read a book, learn investment, and so on. Yeah. For those who are obviously managers, well, I guess you already know what you have to do. That's the answer. You just need to go further and create maybe another 90 days or 30 days how to become the next level, how to achieve the next level. Yeah, but the formula is there. We just need to put the formula for each of you. And this is the kind of a client list that I'm using. Obviously, you can create your list depending how you will love it. But normally I would put email, name, do I know this person or I don't know, which country or city they live, obviously the telephone number. Skype is very good because you can add them on a Skype groups. Date when was given the first information, because some people say, oh, send me information, I will have a look, and then they just disappear. So it's very good for you to track down, you know, what activities you've been doing with each person. So date of registration, date of first investment. It's very good about to know or put down, you know, what you know about them, or maybe what you found out about them, and some comments, maybe what happened in, you know, during your conversation or meeting or follow-up call. Yeah, that's for you, but you can create your own one, how it, you know, how easy it is for you to work on an Excel sheet. And what to do to make 90% of your candidates to become your client. Here again is example for myself. These 5 meetings is very crucial because if you don't conduct those 5 meetings per day, then when the project will start, you know, taking off the ground, you know, once we receive the certificate or the first projects will come in place. So if you haven't had these conversations previously with these people, they might be very skeptical, they didn't believe, they say they want to wait. Some people say, I want to wait when the project will be certified, then I will be coming on board, yeah? There could be different case scenarios. But if you don't have these meetings, you won't have the follow-up situations, if I can say that. And here's again a formula or statistics that was taken from experience that we have collected here in Skava Invest Group for the last 3 years. And the statistics says that 20% of your meetings will say yes in first 30 days. So 20%. That's not a big number, but that's what it is. Obviously, it's average for some of you. You know, the conversion rate can be very good, you know, because obviously you know about the business, you're in business for a long time, and etc. So now your conversion rate is higher, but 20% is normally the average what we have here today, which will say yes in first 30 days. The next 60% will immediately doesn't take or make decisions, and within 9 months they come back to you. And again, from my personal experience, I can say that's true. I've got people that I've been speaking, I spoke to, you know, when I left the job in August, and I start, you know, September, October, November, you know, I start talking more and more. I start attending different conferences, events, and etc. And I collected all this data, you know, and very little percentage was the conversion rate for me. Most of them, they kind of they disappeared, or they say they're gonna wait, etc. But now they're coming back. You know, even my colleagues that I haven't spoken to for a long time, they've been following me on a social media, and they see what I've been doing. So within the 9 months, they will come back to you. But they will come back to you, or there will be someone to come back to you if you have had the conversation. Obviously, here now we have a timing, like they say, by end of the year. So let's try to make as many meetings as you can now for the first 30 days, 60 and 90 days, because which is now August. Oh my gosh, we are in August, September, October. Really, those are the 3 months that you can work hard now. And, you know, in November, maybe in December, we're supposed to have already two certificates for cargo on a Unibike or on in Unibus, 3 certificates in place. So those people that you are speaking today, and they might not making decision now, maybe in November, December, they will make their decision. Yeah. And 20% who will say no to you. However, they will, those who say no, immediately no to you, 50% will become your customers. If you've done everything how I told you to do, you know, first, second, third, and fourth step, even after fourth step, if they said no, at some point, they will come back at least 50%. Yeah. And then 80%. Yeah, so the 80% who are positive, you conducted the presentations, negotiations, will become clients within 12 months. So 20, you know, who says yes in the first 30 days, 60% for, within the 9 months, that's 80%. And from those 20 that said no, 50 will become your customer, that's 10%. So 80 plus 10 is 90%. So 90% will become your customers if you do step by step. If you skip some step, then sorry, the percentage could be less and your conversion rate even less. Yeah. So it's very important to follow the system. This is what we are telling all the time. Follow the system. And 8 qualities of the SWIG leader. And these qualities, you need to look into yourself and you need to look into your people that works for you. Because if you can be all these 8, if you have all these 8 qualities, then you will be successful. But your people need to see that you do all of this for them to be successful. And first, the number 1 requirement is to become a client of your product. Yeah, whether it's like using a shampoo in some beauty product, or using some shake in some sports company wherever they are selling, or some clothing or shoes, whatever, you need to become a client to your product, what you're offering to your people. I used to work, for example, I don't know if you know, guys, but Forever Living company, they offering very good products. But before I went and talk about these products to other people, I said I need to try on myself to see that it's actually working and this is what they are promising. And only then I can go and say, yes, I know it. I tested. I've been there. I've done that. I know it's working. Believe me, and this is what people do. They trust you, and here the same, they need to become a customer, a client by purchasing educational program, becoming, a shareholder or the owner of this technology, co-owner of the technology, and they need to know the product inside and out. Only then, you can go further down in the next level, which is conduct the regular meetings and presentations. If you're not going to do the presentations, why your people should do your presentations? You tell them do the 5 presentations per day, but you don't do it. At least when you are in a lower level, you have to do it. When you become, let's say, a vice president, obviously, your structure is so huge that, you need to work with the existing structure, not creating new ones. Then it's different case scenario, But while you're a consultant, manager, leader manager, etc., you need to do the presentations per day. 5 presentations per day is your way to succeed and achieve the presidency level in 3 to 5 years. Someone said I can do it in 2 years. I was like, well, I want to see that, because lots of people talk but they don't do. There are lots of people that are dreaming but they don't have plan in place and they don't do actions. Yeah. And always remember that professional work is 1,000 presentations on the first year of work. A lot of presentations. But if you have these 1,000 presentations, I'm telling you, it's going to be so much easier down the line for you. Always develop a client base and help your partners. So, as I said, if you have a conversation with some people, whether it's like your friends or families, or for example, you go to networking events and conferences and you talk about this business and they say, no, it's not for you, or that's not for me. Then say, okay, fine. Do you know anyone who would be interested? And you will be surprised how many people will tell you, oh yeah, actually I know. But that was my mistake. I didn't ask people. So once the person said, I'm not interested, I was like, okay, what can I do to you? Right. But if you ask, okay, is there anyone that you think could be interested? And then sometimes they come up with 2, 3 names. I had that situation. I went to a conference. No one wanted to come with me. I went there. It was, I would say, from what I've expected, like expectations was high, but I attended the event was very low. Attended attendancy, the numbers of attendees, it was very low, and I was sitting the half day and was like, oh, what I'm doing here? And the product that they like the topic they kind of discussed, they were not discussing, they were selling the product and etc. But then there was a coffee break and I approached the presenter to ask him if I can use the software to promote our company. And I kind of got the feeling it's not going to be right, but I did it. And there was a person that he had a conversation with, and while I was explaining about our business, this person says, oh, here's my business card. Can you send me information? Sounds very interesting. And he was from wealth management. I sent him a message, an email with some information. You know what? He's not that person who's interested. He connected me to another person, and that person is connecting me with someone else. So you see, from the whole conference that I thought is going to be not successful at all, that one conversation turned made that completely different direction. And now, not with the person who is from wealth management I'm in touch with, but with his contact. And we are kind of creating a relationship with other people, So this one person can change a lot of things. So just ask your people, if you're interested, who could be interested, yeah? And help your partners, definitely. Don't leave them swimming in the swimming pool. Try to help them to find the way, and directions where they need to go, and help them as much as you can. Obviously not for the long time, just from beginning. Then attend all the training activities. Always bring new fellows to the event, and your partners do the same. So whenever you're organizing regional events or conferences, definitely don't come yourself. Don't be yourself. You're not going to do the presentation for yourself. Just bring new people. But again, those people need to know about the business. Self-development daily. Learn the basics of investment and learn about investing. Yeah. So there is loads of information on the internet that you can learn. To be coachable. So don't be offended if someone tells you did wrong, or that's not the right way to do it. Maybe do another way. Don't say no, I know the best, or why you telling me, or don't accept like critic or something. Be open. Just say just listen to people, because that's the easiest way how to learn. Because we might think it's the right way, but there might be another way. And then you just decide which way you want to go. But don't be closed mind and just no, I know the best. There could be people that can give you very good information. And I learned that when the people say you did a good job, but need to be improved this, don't be offended. Just listen to people, because they see they see you from the side. Yeah. And be able to take responsibility, discipline. Very, very, very important part, because we are growing rapidly. We are not anymore 100 people or a couple thousand people. We are more than 1 million people supporting the project, and more than 300,000 people actually supporting financially. So the numbers are growing daily. And if we don't take responsibilities to what we are teaching to our people, they were going to do whatever they want. And that's going to spread in the wrong direction. There has been situations that we need to, take an actions and control, or reach out to people to kind of warn them. We don't want to do that. We are all adults, we are all kind of entrepreneurs. So we need to take a discipline, very, very careful. Follow your people, what they do and what information they're putting out. Yeah. And follow the system, Scava Invest Group. We talked through the system very briefly, but I hope it helped you. If you want to go more in details, we can have another call on the one-to-one, or you can go back to your person and obviously talk through that, or maybe we can arrange another training. But I hope it gives you some kind of guidelines to what is your role. Your role today is to become a leader, a strong leader, to take the business to the next level, achieve the tasks, the company's tasks, your tasks, develop the individuals, and build and maintain the team. That's all you have to do. Yeah. And I think that's quite, if you really want to kind of be an entrepreneur, then this is kind of an easy task. And what to do now? That's the best part. So we have come to end. Definitely, even for those who are managers here, if you haven't created your dream board for 1 year, just do it. It's actually fun to do it, fun to find a place where you want to buy a house, or, the car, or anything else, or the trip, that you want to go, for example, next year, or for example, a mini board, very short goals. What do you want to do this month? What rank you want to achieve? What is the amount of money that you need to attract to the business? Or, just do it, put the nice music on and just do it. You will see it's really fun. Create a 90-day plan. Definitely for our newcomers, and also for managers, I advise to put your plan together, because even if you are in a corporate business, all the presidents and vice presidents, they will have the plan for the year, they will have plan for quarterly, and they will have plan monthly. So it's very good to track your business, where it goes and where it needs to be and where it is. Also create a client list with 200 names. I guess this is easy for those who just joined the company. For me, it's very difficult to create 200 names for now. So what I need to do is just go out there and meet people on a networking event. But for those who are just joined, that should be easy. And practice these 200 names, 20 qualified, pre-qualified, and 5 are the qualified ones that you're gonna take an action and make a call. Learn the presentation from A to Z. We are sharing our presentations. It's because that's kind of the basic information that you need to give. Then you can add your slides. You can take something off, but there are some certain slides that needs to be kept in the presentation. And the rest is up to you, how you are doing the presentation, in which order you're doing it, and etc. But it's really good for yourself to learn the presentation and how you do it. You just go on our YouTube channel, Global Transnet UK, and listen to the presentations. We recently have a very good presenter, Maddie, Madalina Dimitras. She's doing presentations on Mondays at 7 o'clock. You can look at all the presentations done by myself or by Mila and just learn from them. Learn how 3 different presenters are presenting this business and find your way. The best thing is if you write it down, the script, what you want to talk about, what you want to say about each slide. And once you have that, then it's so much easier, because if you don't know what you want to say, it's so difficult to present it or talk about. I keep telling to my people to do the same thing. Yeah, and do 35 presentations, let's say by 15th of August. Yeah, I will have a look. What is the calendar in information for what is availability? But in 2 weeks' time, I really hope to come back. Kind of gather together again, guys, with you, and hopefully we will have new people here as well, and to see who managed to do the 35 presentations. Yeah, because from 35 presentations you need to have let's say at least 5 new people that join your company, and hopefully those 5 people want to do the business with us, and they want to join the training, and that way we will help your team as well to grow faster. Okay, so we have a question. So when you say 5 presentations a day, are you considering a phone call also as a presentation, or you mean arrange 5 physical meetings a day? No phone calls. On a phone, we were suggested, and I'm suggesting not to do the presentations over the phone. First of all, you don't know what the person is doing. You might call him, and he's doing another stuff. You don't know. Maybe he is by computer, maybe he's driving, maybe he's watching TV. You don't know. You need a full attention from the person. So doing the presentations via phone is not effective. You can give, as I said, the first this kick information of let's meet up. This is even if they say, okay, no, tell me what about, then you say, well, it's a very complex project, but it's related to new transportation system. You, for example, the person is driving the car, and whatever it is, you say, I know you driving a car, and you're numbers of the traffics, you say daily traffics you sit in, and your journey to work is X amount of hours. I've got a solution for that, or there is a solution created for this. I really want to talk about this with you, and then you arrange the meeting. But the meeting needs to be when you see the first people faces. I do international calls via Skype. I don't really like even Skype, but I do it because obviously I'm not going to fly for first presentation to God knows where, so I have to do it. But presentation via Skype, via Skype is also an opportunity, but not via phone. When you mean then one-to-one presentations via Skype, yeah. So you can do one-to-one presentations via Skype. Sometimes I do for myself, sometimes I do for other people, because I said physically it's not possible to be in one place. And I don't know, obviously, where Jose you live, but in London sometimes I have people that lives in Scotland, or the Manchester or Liverpool. Obviously they're not going to come for this presentation to London, or I'm not going to come there. So the Skype call is not the way how to do the presentation, because you can share your screen and they can see some videos that you share with them, or the presentations, and that's much easier. Barcelona, I guess, BCN, yeah, it's very hot there. But yeah, guys, so yeah, so questions and answers. So what I want to stress the attention once again is the focus on your dreams. Find out what are your dreams. Find out where you are and where you want to be. Yeah, that's very important. So open your marketing plan, check where you are, what is your structure, find where are the gaps, what are the missing pieces or puzzle, where it's missing for you to become, consultant, manager, and etc. And learn the marketing plan and do follow the system. So first 2 steps is very, very important, because you cannot not know the person, like you cannot invite some person that doesn't know anything and just throw it to someone else. They came because you called them. So you need to explain the business, and then it will be successful. We have had situations where people haven't told them clearly, or not even like a little information what it's all about. The person comes for the conference, and when I do give the information, it's too much for the person, or the information I was giving to the person, because obviously that was a group of people. For that one person, it was not relevant, because that person was purely looking for investment, so purchasing educational program, and that's it. He was not interested in going and talking to other people, so the business part was not for this person anymore, and that would be a different, completely different conversation. So you need to prepare your people where they are coming and what to expect, what are the expectations. And once the person is prepared, then there is no resistance. Then it's okay, I know this, oh yeah, you told me that. Okay, yeah, okay. And now there could be some questions that we answer. But you need to really learn, or kind of think about these qualified questions. And I'm still learning as well, guys. That's nothing that's not like you can learn on a daily, on 1 day time. It's very important to learn what qualified questions you can ask to the person, or even before you make a call, think about what you know about the person. Oh, she used to work there, is she still working there? Maybe she told you that, or he told you that she wants to buy a car or a house or move to another place. Did she manage to do that? Why she didn't manage? How far she's from dream? And then you can kind of go into more in details, what you can offer, because some people really, they are happy where they are happy with the job they do. I love what I do. I don't want to go in another marketing business, or another kind of venture projects to be involved at the moment. I'm happy where I am. But if someone comes to me and say, well, maybe you can, put your money there or there, I would consider that. But that's depending on the situation where the person in. Yeah. So we don't offer solution before we know what we should offer, if that makes sense. Yeah. And definitely create your first plan, go back to your person, and yeah, and make sure you have all the 8 qualities of this for you to be successful here in Scala Invest group. Maybe you've got another experience that you can share with us or with your people. Obviously you can do that. But that's what we're working with, the tools that we have. And yeah, thank you for your attention. That's, I guess, it from my side. Do you have any questions that you might ask me? And did you like the presentation? Did give you some kind of new information, or is it going to help you as well to kind of go out there and now smash the numbers? Or do you want to get some other information? Maybe you're looking for something else, more detailed information. We can also look into it. Maybe we can create another webinar with a different topic. I'm here just I'm here for you guys. Whatever you need, we will find the answers. If I don't know answers, we will find the answers and we'll find a way. But we are just trying to help you, to go through, to walk this journey successfully. Raymond's like this. Thank you, Raymond. Where are you from, Raymond? Are you in London or you're in Latvia? Because I see we have Barcelona. I'm in UK now. Okay. Good. So maybe we're gonna see you soon. What about the others? I see just Raymond, Jose, Igos, Michael, Peter. What about the others? You're welcome, Igos. How to grow fast if you cannot afford to invest a lot? How to grow fast? Well, then you need to go and look for people who can invest small amount of money. Obviously, it's going to be more difficult, or maybe a long-term process. But the thing is, once you show people that they can earn money, what happened to me is, like, as I said, I put everyone on the first level, right? So I was earning money, no one else was earning from my people. If I put them on the structure and they would see the money is coming for them by doing nothing, just telling me who is the person that might be interested in the business, and I do the presentation and I put the people under them, they see the money is coming in, so they want to go and do more. Obviously, it's difficult, as I said, if you work only with you and your first level, it's going to be very difficult. But to grow fast, you need to find those 4 strong people, and those 4 strong people will be people who like talking to people, who like presenting, who like to go out there. When I've got people that are just walking on the street and talking to people, or talking in a bus or somewhere else, on like eating in a restaurant, and the waitress is really good servant, so they say, oh, you should come and work for us. You can do a lot of things. How you can put someone other in your team? Just ask them for the referral link. Don't put your referral link. Just ask, like, for example, I have my brother, or ask him, can you give me your referral link? I will put some people under you, so you earn some money. That's it. And then you see, you draw your structure. I've drawn mine somewhere. So you draw your structure, and then you see where is the missing puzzle. Because you might have, let's say, you want to become a consultant. You have already 4 or 3 agents, but for you to become a consultant, missing another agent. So you see, okay, what this person's missing, and you just help them. You help him or her, but at the same time, you're helping yourself as well. You're welcome. What about Anwar, John, Madalena? Hi, Madalena. Shavrik, Zeni. Hi, Zeni. Is this everything clear for you guys? Do you have any other questions? You're welcome. I really wish, we can meet on on bigger trainings, because once you're interacting with people, otherwise, I don't see your emotions. I don't see what you're doing. Maybe you're actually watching some TV or listening to another music. But hopefully it really helped you guys, and you can take something with you and apply to your daily work. And the steps that you need to follow. Just remember, few things that you need to look, and how to say, to control. The first thing is the social media, what your team is doing and how you're promoting the business. Just don't make it to look like, I don't know, something wrong, just do. I'm posting my articles from the main company. You just copy paste or just share it and just put like, oh, if you want to know more, contact, for example, Raymond. Yeah. Okay, guys. If you have no questions anymore, then I will thank you for your attention. Everything will be recorded and you can share with your people. And if you forget what you have to do, you obviously can come back to this session and listen to it again. But thank you so much, guys, for your attention, and I wish you a lovely evening. Get some rest, guys. Thank you. Bye. And when he looked at the dream board, because he was the one who told me to do that first place, he asked me, what is this car? What year is the car? You know, how much cost this car? You know, when do you want to buy this car? And I had no answers for this question. I just knew that I want a car. And he said, you know what? That car could be a Golf. It could be a Volkswagen. It can be an Audi and BMW. God knows what, you know, they kind of the universe will send it to you. You need to know specifically the thing that you want. So when you talk about the dream, which is a car, then you need to go further down, which is your desire. So you need to know specifically, you know, the price for your dream. You need to know specifically where you can find your dream. You need to specifically know when you want your dream. And when you have put that price down, or, you know, all these kind of desires for your dream, then you need to put your belief. Do you really believe that you can drive with this car? Do you really believe that you can afford this car? Do you think that, you know, that you will look good in the car? You know, like, do you believe that this is the car that you're supposed to drive, you know? And when you kind of believe in that so much that, yeah, I want to drive this, particularly this car, you know, and I deserve, you know, 2018 car that is going to come out, and you know that you can afford it, then you go there down to, you know, creating your goal. The goal is obviously, you know, the year, the timing, and the money. Once you know how much your dream costs, let's say, I don't know, Audi would cost like 30,000, for example, I don't know, 30,000. So you need to put the plan together. So by when you want this car, and then you need to calculate from today till, let's say, end of the year, how many months we have. So now we are on 8, so we have 6 months, you know, less than that, left till December, let's say. So then you divide this 30,000 of the months that are left, and you know how much money you need to earn per month to get to, you know, your dream. Okay, and then obviously is the action. So once you put everything in place, if you don't do actions, if you don't go out and, let's say, you work for Skyway, or you know, your main job, or, you know, main activities is related to Skyway, if you don't go out and don't meet people, if you don't do the presentations, if you don't organize the conferences, if you know, if you don't explain people, if people don't follow, you know, and they don't follow your steps that you are doing, then there is no way you're going to achieve your dream. Yeah. So the importance is from beginning, the first is your spiritual and emotional. So you specifically need to know what dream you want, and then you change it to focus, where the dreams, you know, is there, but you don't fantasize, you don't make a fantasy anymore, you make an action. Okay, so I hope you all have some idea, you know, already in mind that you can think about, you know, your particular dream, and how much it could cost. Because later in the presentation, I will show you how you can achieve your dream through the Skyway. Okay, is that clear for now? Okay, see some people. Okay, great. Yeah. So the next one is the group structure or relationship. So the main 3 companies that you need to know and you need to be aware about is the GTI, or in other words, Global Transport Investment Company, which is our main company that holds the company's IP, which is $400 billion worth IP. By you know, no one offered you these opportunities. But here's another project which where you can become a co-owner, or you can receive the ownership. But to know more, please contact me personally. I'm telling you, and I told, you know, to all my people even last week, myself, Armand, or Mila, you know, Mila probably as well, none of us have ever said on a social media, here is the project, please come and, you know, invest and you will receive the shares. We never done that. We create a curiosity to people by giving them some information, but leaving this question, oh, but how can I be there? Oh, what's this all about? You talk about the project, but tell me more. And then comes your job to organize the meeting and come to, arrange a meeting or presentation and explain people, what's this all about. And then when you are one-to-one, you explain more in details, the structure, how the business been doing, before and how it's doing now, and what we are giving them and why we are doing the way we are doing. And then you can say, yes, we are kind of giving you shares, but in a legal way. We're selling educational information or program. As a bonus comes shares. Is that clear? Do you understand now what you can put or what better is not to put on social media? Because I've seen, and I can control obviously only the posts that are in English language, but I have had so many examples that, I've seen people posting this and I need to contact them and ask, can you put it down? Because it's not for me only, but it's for yourself, for your sake and your kind of safety, and, God knows who can see the post, and for the companies itself, right? So we want to avoid any kind of wrong message out there, and it would be very good if you follow your people as well and explain them that. Only one person has understood what I'm talking about. What about the others? Raymond's only answered. Thank you, Raymond. Anyone else? Did you understand? Clear completely. Thank you, guys. This is what I need from you. I need the understanding, because I can't see your eyes. I can't see your hands, yeah? Only I can see is what you're typing. Here is another very good short video explaining actually what we are doing, and you can share this video also to your other people, because what we are doing here is nothing new, but it's a combination of crowdfunding and equity crowdfunding.
Here's how crowdfunding works in a nutshell. Let's say an independent filmmaker wants to shoot a new movie, or an aspiring inventor has an idea for a new product. Now, they both need capital to get their projects off the ground, but where can they turn? Historically, they've had limited options. They can get a loan from the bank, or they can borrow money from their friends or family. But now they have a new option, crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is an emerging trend where many individuals each make a small financial contribution toward a project. And together, these contributions add up to enough money to get a new project off the ground. Now, there's two main types of crowdfunding. There's rewards-based crowdfunding, and there's equity crowdfunding. Let's look at rewards-based first. Rewards-based crowdfunding allows donors like you to contribute capital to projects of your choice, and in return, you'll receive a reward. For example, if the project is a documentary film, the reward might be free tickets to the first screening. If the project is a video game, you might receive a free copy of the game. Two of the most popular rewards-based crowdfunding sites are Kickstarter and Indiegogo.
Intellectual property. We have the main shareholders and owner in this particular company, and we have technology rights. Okay, and the company is registered in BVI, British Virgin Islands. The second company is the Skyway Invest Group. Right, so the Skyway Invest Group are the company through which we are raising, well, first of all, we are an educational platform. So we are educating people on the importance of financial, the financial world, on the importance of investment. So we are kind of educating them. And also we are a trademark or the financial arm for the Skyway technology. Okay, and here the main, the CEO is Andrei Kavrato. The Global Transnet company will be responsible for local project initiation. So at the moment we cannot initiate the project because we don't have certified transportation. But for Global Transnet to kind of do the work already, Skyway Invest Group needs to help, to raise the necessary amount of money for the Skyway technology. Okay, and here comes the thing which needs to be aware, like all of you need to be aware of, and you need to tell your people. First of all, you need to understand that, and you need to tell your people, and you need to be responsible for your people, what they put outside in the social media. Okay, we've been taught very, very harsh, during the Minsk conference, where the lawyers and Kavrato and other people told us that the discipline in this company needs to be taken seriously, guys. It's very, very important for you to understand that on the social media, you need to be very careful what you put out. And as I said before, Scava Invest Group is selling the educational information programs. But as a bonus, we are giving away shares, the company's pre-IPO equity shares. So you cannot put on social media, guys, there is a project, people didn't invest in Apple, but you didn't invest in other companies, but here you can come and invest into technology and you will receive the shares. It's wrong. We legally cannot sell shares, and because we don't have a license and we are not brokers. To receive your broker license, you need to go to, first of all, to university, then you need to go through bank experience and stuff like that. It's going to be a lengthy process. So now none of us here is a broker today, and the company doesn't have a license even to sell the shares. So in a legal way, how we've done today is we are selling the educational program, and as a bonus comes the shares or pre-IPO equity shares. Even, for example, the lady in I think she lives in Russia, she went to notary to find out how she can, give make as a gift, the share to someone else or something like that. And this lawyer asked her, how did you receive the shares? How did you get the shares in your, how did you receive them? And because if she says that she bought it, then there would be a different probably tax kind of things and other legal process in place. But because she said she was given that as a bonus, there was no questions anymore. Okay, so be careful what you put on social media. It's okay to share, the post. It's okay to tell people, or there was an opportunity, that has gone through your past now. And we can start. Okay, perfect. All right, so the training today for you guys is the first steps in building successful business in Scava Invest Group. And the questions we will be discussing, or we will be talking through, is what are the magic steps to be successful in this company, because every company has different, the tools, different information, different work ethic and everything else, that can relate to the successful business. But here we're going to talk about, how your dreams can work for your business, what is the crowdfunding and growth structure, income streams, career ladder, marketing plan, first steps, so SWIG in particular Scava Invest Group business system, the system how to connect to the business in first 30 days, but also we will discuss 60, I will give you some information for 60 and 90 days, 8 qualities of the SWIG leader, but not only for SWIG leader as for yourself, but also for, the qualities that you need to look for people that you want to work with, what to do to make 90% of your candidate to become your client, also the client list and begin your business. By the way, who don't know me yet, I forgot about that slide. My name is Annette, Annette Martinson, and I work in London office. So I'm overlooking more like UK market, but also helping, with international business as for example today. I'm in a business since, more than 3 years ago, I was introduced to the business, but last August, I decided to, to leave my corporate world, where I was organizing conferences of C-level executives for defense industry, very boring industry. And since last August, actually today is the whole year, the first year. Actually, yeah. How great is that? The first year that I'm 100% in Scava Invest Group and helping them, with different, with different tasks. I guess the most important is to build a brand and awareness and help, existing partners and new investors to understand what this is all about. So during this year, I've learned a lot of things, which, I'm happy to share with you today, guys. So, welcome to those new people that are here today. You have done, I think, one of the best decisions in your life. At least I can tell by myself. So how to make your dreams work for you. Here are several pictures that we can think about. Is obviously a beautiful house, a yacht, family, a freedom. What else? We have the gold here, the car, some holidays. Do you know what's this all about all together? Any ideas what this could be, if you put all the pictures together? Anyone? Dreams. Dreams, but it's supposed to be your dream board. How many of you have the dream board? I do have one. Perfect. Raymond's have. Great, well done. And how many of you have a dream board for 1 year? And how many of you have a dream board for a short period of time, like for one month? It's very important that you guys look into it more deeply to understand how to create your dream board. I've done already 2 dream boards, and now I understood I need to do the 3rd one. Because every time I find out a bit more, the importance of creating your vision board or dream board, as people call it. Because I don't know how much you kind of know about your dreams. Some people don't know their dreams. Some people, they know broad, on a very broad kind of picture, what they want to do with the money that they could possibly earn. Because when we say we want to earn X amount of money, let's say 1 million, it's not like you want to receive 1 million like a paycheck, like a check, or 1 million like a note. You want to do something with that 1 million. But as long as, once you're going to find out what you want to do with the million, you will know what steps you need to, to go forward to get to that, money. Because sometimes, and I've done myself this type of exercise, I was asked to create a list with 100 things that I would buy for $1 million. Let's say for 1 million, or if you have the whole money in the world, what you would buy, like 100 things. And I suggest for you to do the same. It's difficult. I stopped at, I think at 30, number 30, I was struggling to put what else I will buy with that money if I have. And that's the problem for a lot of us. That we think that we want to become a millionaire, so we want to have like 1,000 in account, but we have no idea what we're going to do with that. And that's the thing, and that there is a problem that dream will be your fantasy. That dream will never come true. Because you need to know what you want with that dream, how strong is your dream, and what is the actions and plans that you need to take. And here another slide, the next slide is the formula for your dreams. Guys, by the way, you can take whether pictures, screenshots, or as I said, it will be recorded. But it's important that you understand when you're going to be creating your dream board, or you are at least having that in mind, that you have this formula. Because the dreams is divided in 2 sections, if you can say that, with the 6 kind of another 6 things. So first 3 is related to your spiritual and emotional, which is very, 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 very important before you get to the physical process. Yeah. So as you see, it's actually 80% your emotional and spiritual kind of connection to your dream before you do the actions. Because if you don't have this emotional belief and desire to your dream, that there is no point to go even to your actions of creating the goal. Okay, so it's very, it would be actually a very good exercise, which I did it last week, and during the okay, where do I find the chat to answer questions from host? I'm going to be, Michael, I will be reading your questions, and I will be answering, during the session. Or if you want anything privately, then you can contact me later, or, something like that. But basically, you can ask me the question. I will read it loudly, and I will answer it to you. So, so here, when you, we did an exercise. If you can just think about your dream, You know, broadly, again, the dream. The dream could be, I want to go on holiday. The dream could be, I want to, you know, buy a car. Dream could be, I buy a house, you know, anything. And this was my mistake when I wanted to buy a car. And I put some sort of picture on my dream board of car. And probably a lot of you know Arman Zvorniaks. He's very close to my friend.